Hi, my name is Jessie Tymoczko, and I am here today from Inventionland Institute to talk to you about inventing your future, making informed decisions about career pathways. That is a very broad topic, and I'm going to narrow it down because I am here to talk to you specifically about STEAM career pathways. When I say pathways, I mean how you can go from where you are right now to careers that interest you in the STEAM fields. First, let's define, what does STEAM mean? STEAM is something that you might have seen as an acronym in your school. You might have also seen STEM, that's S-T-E-M without the A, but we are going to incorporate that A, and we are going to be looking at fields in science, technology, engineering, art, and math. All of these fields lean into each other. You can't really have one without a little bit of the other, which is a beautiful, amazing thing. And I am so glad to be able to talk to you about them and help you find ways that you can enter into careers that you are interested in and incorporate things that you're passionate and excited about. Why am I the person talking to you about this? Well, I come from Inventionland. This is Inventionland, a wonderful place that looks a lot like an indoor theme park maybe, but is actually a design and prototyping studio based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We do more than just design and prototype though. We also have publishing houses, recording studios, full video and production teams. We have a marketing firm associated with the factory, and this is all in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and it's also a place that you can either tour in person when everything is safe or virtually through our Inventionland student tour program. A tour takes about an hour and a half, so it's not something we can do today, but we are very fortunate that Maddie, our lead tour guide, was able to record a short video, and I'll be able to show you a little bit of Inventionland and introduce you to some of our staff. So let's take a look at that video from Maddie.
So welcome to Inventionland. Back in 2006, when Inventionland was born, we didn't have tours in mind at all. So Inventionland isn't here so that students like you can see it, so that our clients can see it. Inventionland is specifically here to make the employees of the factory as creative as humanly possible. The big originating thought behind the factory was, who are the world's most creative people? The world's most creative people are kids. So we wanted to put ourselves in that childlike mindset every time we walked into work. So we can come in here, we can play, we can have some fun, we can get creative while we're doing it.
So Maddie mentioned sets. We also call them offices. These are some of our sets. You'll see that we have a treehouse, which serves as one of our many brainstorming or conference rooms. All of the walls inside are whiteboards, so you can draw on everything, including the table. There's also an office, and the only way out of there if someone's having a conference meeting is to go down the slide. The pirate ship is where we have our model builders. Model builders needed a big space to sprawl out while they're working on building the first drafts of our prototypes. So they have the whole ship deck to work with cardboard. They're using Legos, foam, all sorts of materials to fabricate the first drafts of prototypes. So they're bringing 2D and digitally designed ideas into the real physical world. The nursery nook is an exciting place where all of our ideas start out. It's the nursery. It's where our researchers work to make sure that our invention ideas are going to work, that they don't already exist, or if they do exist, how we can make them better. The blue building is our pet shack. Our 3D designers work in there, but it's also where we do all of the product photography for our animal products. We have a couple pets that live there permanently, and we also bring in dogs and cats and some other cool animals whenever we're doing shoots, and they all hang out in the pet shack. Our bottom cabin, that is the packaging cabin, and that is where our package engineers and technicians work. We have designers who are putting the pretty images on the box, but the box is also really important. We have a full engineer team that works in there to make sure that all of the packages are going to look good, be effective, and fit on the shelf. And the last image you see our creativity kitchen. This is our test kitchen for products. And we also have writers in there on occasion when they need a quiet place to brainstorm when we're not filming. These are just some of the sets at Inventionland that you can come and visit should you be able to come down for a tour. Or again, we can do those digital tours and bring you in and have Maddie walk you around and show you the whole place. I would like to introduce you to some of the Inventionland team. This is Curtis, and he is a creationeer and our design manager.
My name is Curtis, and I'm a design manager here at Inventionland. I chose this profession because I grew up as an artist. I did a lot of drawing and painting, and when I was in high school, I got into engineering and industrial design after I learned about what it was. It seemed like it was a real easy fit for me. You know, I was doing a lot of artistic stuff, being able to still use some engineering skills, and it just fit perfect. Working here at Inventionland is a little bit different for me because I actually had an opportunity to help build it. We actually came in and got dirty, and we were building and, you know, putting shingles on the roofs and building walls and carbon foam, so it was a pretty fun experience for sure. My spare time I like to surf. People in Pittsburgh ask me, what do you mean you like to surf? How do you surf? Well, I have a boat that's specifically designed to create a perfect surf wave, and we go out on the 3 rivers and surf as much as I possibly can. Surfing basically works similar to water skiing. You get out of the water using a tow rope, and once you get a little bit of momentum going, you actually toss the rope into the boat, and then you're riding the wave just like you would out on the ocean. I always get a different reaction from people when I'm out in public because of my beard. Just woke up one morning and decided I was going to stop shaving and didn't realize what it was going to turn into, and it's kind of turned into a lifestyle at this point. I'm a member to the Steel City Beard and Mustache Club, and I'm also a member to Beard Team USA, and it's something that I've really enjoyed doing as far as, you know, working with the different beard clubs that I'm in and doing the charity events, and it's just something different. Inventionland's kind of a unique place to work. You come in here every day and it's something different. There's nothing else out here like it. It's not like working in your typical office. I think that was kind of the idea, to be able to help us, you know, give us an environment that helps us work better and more efficient and get the job done in the best way we possibly can.
Fun fact, Curtis was interviewed in the tree house. The fireplace behind him was nestled up there, but he also works in the design cave, or the creativity cabin, which is where a lot of our digital designers work. All right, and our next video is Shannon.
My name is Shannon, and I'm a package engineer. I tend to look younger than my age. I've done so many things that nobody thought that I would do. I went 5 hours away to go to school. I'm a professional hand model too, and I jump rope on a pogo stick. I really am athletic or spasmatic. That's a really bad way of saying that, isn't it? Let's take that back. I really never felt my age because I was always thinking ahead. I always wanted to do better or do more things. People would be surprised to know that I eat pulled pork quesadillas for breakfast as often as I can. I always knew that I wanted to do something creative. So I chose industrial design because it's making products. My ultimate goal of the day is to feel like I accomplished something. I just like to feel like I did something every day.
Fun fact about Shannon, she has also won our esteemed Halloween costume competition for a few years in a row, coming up with some of the most outrageous and interesting Halloween costumes and making them back in our packaging and design department. So these are just 2 of Inventionland staff members, and I wanted to introduce them to you because I think it's important that you know that any of these career pathways, be it designers, be it project managers, whatever you're going into, you're going to interact with real people, and you can be a real person too where you work. Wow, is this a busy slide? It's actually a terrible slide when it comes to information distribution, but I wanted you to see all of the different careers at Inventionland or adjacent to Inventionland. So that's people we work with that maybe don't work directly for Inventionland, that I work with every day. You probably see a field that you are interested in going into. Again, these are all STEAM fields. So that's science, technology, engineering, art, math, all right here. And this is the fun part because I'm going to talk to you about how you go from where you are now in school into one of these fields. All right, now we're going to talk about pathways into STEAM fields. Now, first, what does that mean? Pathways, in this case, means the route that you take to go from where you are right now to where you want to be career-wise. I have identified 5 main pathways that you can look at, and I am sure that there are others out there, but these are the 5 that we're going to explore today. And we're going to start with the one that you've probably heard the most about: college. Sophomores, juniors, seniors, are you thinking about school? Are you thinking about college? Has somebody already told you to start thinking about college? You should be thinking about secondary ed. But I'm going to tell you something that might be a little controversial. Not everybody needs college. Everybody should get secondary education, but not everybody needs to go and get a 4-year degree, get their master's, or get their doctorate. Get those degrees if your field requires them. Absolutely, you will go farther if you have a degree. But you can also look at trade schools. Trade schools are a great option if you are looking at becoming technicians in any field, if you are looking at becoming a carpenter or a welder. A lot of the union professions are hiring students out of trade school. I would say that trade schools and colleges are parallels. It just depends on what industry you're interested in. So when you're doing your research, do not set aside trade schools. When you're looking at trade schools, the same as when you were looking at colleges, ask questions. A school should never be afraid to provide answers for you. So ask your questions about their placement rate. Who's hiring from where they are from? How many students are actually graduating? These are really important questions when you're looking at schools. Our third option, certification programs. This is a newer type of secondary education, but one that I think is very important. There are programs online. There are also some programs in person. These are great if you are interested in going into a tech field. So if you are looking at any sort of programming or learning a new programming language, look at certification programs. These are usually 6 months to 9 month programs. You are going to work at them like they're your job, 30 hours, 40 hours a week to do these programs, and you're going to come out with equivalencies and certifications that are going to help you get jobs in industries that you are interested in. This is an older form of secondary education, but one that is just as valuable as any of the above: apprenticeships. Apprenticeship programs are where you are working directly in the field with somebody who has a lot more experience in the field, and you're working towards getting the hours that you need to become a master at it. This goes hand in hand again with trade schools. This is another avenue that you could take instead of a trade school. And when you enter into an apprenticeship, you are going to be in the job force getting paid, earning your hours. You will become a journeyman, and then you will become a master. So if you were looking at any trades, if you were looking at union positions, look at apprenticeships. Lastly, the last career pathway is no continued education. This is, again, a little controversial. Can you enter into careers with no continued education, nothing after high school? Absolutely you can, but I'm going to be very honest with you right now. It's going to be hard. It will be one of the hardest decisions that you have to follow once you've made it, unless you choose to go to school. You will probably get turned down for positions more so than any of the other pathways that you could take because you don't have a certification. Is it fair? Is it the way it is? So look at secondary education, look at continued education. If there's just classes that you're interested in, sign up for your local community college. Don't stop learning, friends. Keep going. STEAM is waiting for you. All right, now all of that said, I have one more point to make. You are your best advocate. There are a lot of helpers in this world and people who are interested in seeing you succeed. But in the end, it's you. Always ask questions, learn more, do not stop. You got this. My name is Jessie Tymoczko. I am from Inventionland, and I am so happy to have been with you here today. If you have any follow-up questions or would like to learn more about Inventionland, Inventionland Institute, or the topics discussed today, please reach out. My email is on this slide.